Welcome back to the next video in my 10-part Google Ads tutorial series called Get Google Ready in 2023. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the step-by-step process and how you can set up your very own Google Ads shopping campaign. Now, the reality is that if you're wanting to sell your products online, you need to make sure that a Google shopping campaign is a core part of your online marketing strategy. But for success in your Google shopping campaigns, you need to make sure that you're using the correct structure. And the reason for this is because if you don't have the correct structure in your Google shopping campaigns, you won't actually know which products are successful and which products are just wasting money. And then also by having the correct structure, you can then better optimize your campaign. And having the correct structure is really important because in many cases, and in my experience, I see that when it comes to your whole collection of products, it's very common that only 20% or 30% of your products will be high converting products that are profitable. And in most cases, the vast majority of your products are just not going to be profitable in the Google shopping platform. And then further to that is that you need to make sure that you've got the correct structure so that you can control the budgets, the bidding strategies, and also the different optimization targeting for different products, because you might have some product categories that perform very well in certain times of the year. Say, for example, leading into summer, your swimwear may be a lot more popular. For other times of the year where your winter clothes, they are going to be more popular coming into the cooler parts of the month. But what can happen a lot of times is that those two audiences, even though it's for the same brand, can be really, really different. And that's why you need to make sure that you've got proper segmentation and structure in your Google shopping campaigns. And that's what we're going to be going through in this video. But just in case we haven't met yet, my name is Aaron Young. I'm from Define Digital Academy and I'm your 15,000 hour Google Ads master. And if you want to stay up to date with all of the new teaching videos that I'm releasing in this series, Get Google Ready in 2023. And this is designed to show you the correct way for how to set up each individual type that you need to be using in Google Ads in 2023. And it also takes you through how to correctly optimize all of these campaigns. And to stay up to date with whenever I release a new video, make sure you're subscribed and also have turned on that notification so you don't miss any of my amazing free teaching videos. Now, for Google shopping campaigns, let me be clear, is that we are talking about standard shopping. And the reason for that is because in 2022, smart shopping campaigns ceased to exist, with Google killing them off and moving them over into Performance Max campaigns. So what we're talking about here is what you may refer to as a standard shopping campaign, which going forward are just shopping campaigns. And before we get into that step-by-step process of how to set up your very own Google shopping campaign, I do need to be clear that you need to already have a Google Merchant Center account set up with the shopping feed set up, which is then linked to your Google Ads account. Now, I'm not going to be focusing on that in this video, and the reason for that is because many of your online stores like Shopify and WooCommerce have simple one-button integrations, which will then also set up your Google Merchant Center. But what I will do is in the description below, I'll add links to show you how you can set up your very own Google Merchant Center account. And also I will add in some links for Shopify and WooCommerce for their relative trainings on how to set up that Google Merchant Center. And then the final thing we want to do before we get into that step-by-step teaching on how to set up your very own shopping campaign, and that is I want to take you through the correct structure that you need in your Google shopping campaign. Let me show you how that works. Okay, so for our Google shopping campaign, obviously we have our total Google Ads account, and then we want to go through and we want to have individual shopping campaigns. And the way that I like to separate my campaigns is to have them based on top level product categories. And then underneath those individual product category campaigns, we'll have different products or sub product categories underneath with all of our products, which is then leading them to the product pages. So for example, if you're running an online clothing store, you would have a campaign for men's clothes, another campaign for women's clothes, campaign for men's shoes and women's shoes. And then under the men's clothes, you would have your t-shirts and jeans, taking you through to your different products, your dresses and your skirts for women's, through to different products, and then going on for men's shoes and women's shoes. Obviously, you could have more ad groups or product groups, but I just wanted to show you how that would look. And the reason for why I like to use and why I highly recommend this structure, not just having all of your products into one campaign, is because your acquisition costs and your traffic costs are likely to be different for men's clothes than what they would be for women's shoes. Also, as well as a business, you might have different product margins on your men's clothes versus your women's clothes. So what this will allow you to do is it's a much healthier way for you to be able to control not only your spending, but also your optimizations further down the track. So in this video, we're not going to be going on the optimizations, but I just wanted to show this so you can see why it's so important to have a structured, segmented Google Shopping campaign. And I'm going to be taking you through the process of just setting up one of these campaigns. So now that you know the structure and segmentation that you need to be using in your Google Shopping campaign so that you can see success, I want to now take you through the step-by-step process that you need to be using to set up your Google Shopping campaign. Now, I do want to give a little bit of a word of warning that we do go through this process quite quickly, but never fear, because if you stick around to the end of this teaching video, I'll be sharing a link with you where you can download my Google Shopping campaign setup guide, and that's got screenshots of everything we're about to go through. So you don't need to worry about missing any steps, because you can download this guide and go through it at a slower process later after watching this video. But right now, it's come to the time where I'm going to take you through this step-by-step process of setting up your very own Google Shopping campaign. Let's go. So to set up your Google Shopping campaign, obviously we need to go into Google Ads. If you don't have a Google Ads account already, you just need to go into ads.google.com, and then you can click on the Get Started, or if you've already got a Google Ads account, you can just sign in. I'm not going to take you through this process because it's a really, really simple process and you just need to follow the steps. And then once you're inside your Google Ads dashboard, you just need to go through and click this new campaign. We're going to click New Campaign. Now, because obviously for Google Shopping, we're focusing on product sales, so we want to select this sales option. Now, some people may go through and just say, it doesn't matter, just click on create a campaign without a goals guidance, but that's actually not true. And the reason for that is because by selecting this sales option is you're giving Google a really strong signal that you're setting up this campaign to drive more sales. And when we talk about the Google algorithm and data, it's looking at two things. It's not only looking at the data that's in your account, it's also looking at index data, which is within your niche. So the reason why this will help is that this will help generate some of those early conversions when you don't have any account-based data. So don't listen to what people are saying about this. Definitely choose sales. Now this will put in your purchases conversion, so tracking when someone has completed a sale on your site. As I said, I'm going to put through some links in the description below, because most of the online platforms like Shopify and WooCommerce, this is all just simple one-button integrations. Then we go through and click continue, and it'll give you some different options, but we want to select shopping. And then when you select shopping, it will also automatically bring in your Google Merchant Center linking. And that's why you need to make sure that you've set up that link first before you come to this section. And then the next section is Google is now giving you a bit of a prompt to say, go and use Performance Max, but obviously because we're wanting to use a standard shopping campaign, we will choose standard shopping and then go through and click on continue. And then when it comes into your campaign name, I'm really big on making sure that we've got a really clear naming convention. So if we've added in that segment and we're saying that this is only going to be targeting our women's clothes, we would then enter in a relevant campaign. But for this example, we're actually doing a kids product. So we're going to do kids and we're just going to put shopping in there. Now, it is important to note that this campaign name is only for internal use. So the only people who see this would be people that would have access to your Google Ads account. So it's more just about naming it something that makes sense for you. Now on this extra settings, you can see here, if you wanted to add in some extra filtered products. Now, even though you can do it right now in this campaign setup, I prefer to do it after I've published the campaign. And the reason for that is I just find it a little bit easier, because if you go into and try and do it now, it's all a little bit small and you can't really see which ones you're doing, especially if you want to do the item ID. So just select no filter for the time being, and then we'll come and change this after we've published the campaign. Then when we go through our bidding, you've got a couple of options. You can set this at manual CPC, or you can also add in a target ROAS. Now the target ROAS is you're setting a bid or a goal for your return on ad spend. If this is a new campaign, I would recommend going into your manual CPC. And the rule that I would go through there is that if you know that the average CPC for your range of products is 50 cents, I would set it a little bit higher. So I would set that at around about 70 cents. And then making the decision as to whether you want to target for conversions or conversion value. If your products have all the same price, which this one does, they have fairly similar pricing. I think there might be a change of about 5 or 10%. So we're happy to optimize it for conversions. But if you have a store where you've got a lot of products with a lot of variation in your conversion value, you may want to use that option. So let's go through and choose a daily budget. Now, like Google runs and everything, is that your daily budget is averaged out over the month. So if you want to spend $600 a month, you'd be setting that budget at $20. If you want to spend $900 a month, you'd be setting that budget at $30. Remembering that this is a daily budget, but because it's averaged out over a month, there might be some days where you'll spend less than $30. So for example, one day you might spend 25, but then the next day you might spend 35. But Google makes sure that it's going to hit that monthly average. When it comes to your campaign priority, if you're only running one campaign, you don't need to worry about this. What your campaign priority is that if you've got two campaigns that are targeting the same product in your feed, especially if you're running shopping and Performance Max, which also has a shopping feed in it. If you wanted to set it so that there's any conflict between two campaigns, but you want this campaign to take priority, you would set it at high. Now, I just keep this at low. And the reason for that is because I don't like to have two campaigns targeting the same product. And then when it comes to the search network, you can just turn off this search partners. I know it says most advertisers include their ads on Google search partner sites. These are other search sites outside of Google, so like an AOL or a similar site like that. I know it says most advertisers. I've worked with so many different digital agencies and I've never seen anyone include it, or those ones at least that are performing really good results for their clients. And then from there, when it comes into your locations, we're just going to target this by Australia. You can go worldwide if you want to. I generally recommend to target it by countries or similar countries, especially with shopping, because it makes it easier for your postage. And then even if you wanted to, you can even target this by location, city, region, state, or even postcode. But let's just keep this in Australia. And the other thing I do recommend is going into this location options and changing it over to presence. The reason for that is because I do find by changing it over to presence is that we're saying we only want to target people who are regularly in our targeted location. So not people who are searching our product, but then also searching Australia, but they may live in Europe. The other reason that I do find is that it does help limit a little bit of reducing the amount of spam bot activity that you can get through your campaigns. And then your start and your end dates. Now, one thing I do is if this is a new campaign and you want the ads to start sort of 7 days from now, I'll generally jump in 3 or 4 days before the launch date just to make sure that everything is approved, because it is important to note that when you do press publish on your campaign, it can take up to 72 hours for your ads to start to appear. So you just select whichever date you want this campaign to start. And then when it comes into your ad group, remember I'm going to say before with this one, where these are actually for kids headphones. On here, we're going to do baby headphones because they have a baby headphone product and also a toddler headphone product. So let's go baby headphones. And now remember how earlier we set it at manual CPC. This is where you can set your bid. And this is where I was saying that let's just say the bid is 50 cents. We would want to set this a little bit higher. So I generally set this at about 70 cents if the bid was 50 cents. And then from there, we need to go through and click create campaign. And now what we want to do is we've got our campaign running, but remember we want to go through and add in that product segmentation. So to do that, we just go through and add subdivision, and we want to go to item ID. And I just want the baby products. So I'm going to type in baby, and this will bring in all of our baby products. We select them, and then we can go save without editing bids. And then you can see through here, we've got our ad groups, we've got our baby headphone, and it's only doing baby products. And then if we wanted to add in another ad group, it's just a matter of clicking create ad group. And this one's going to be for kids. Once again, we add in that bid. And then we just need to go through that same process again, where we're going to the item ID and we're going through and selecting the relevant products. And then we just add them in there. And now when we go into our campaign, you can see that we've got our first ad group, which is focusing on those baby products, and the second ad group, which is focusing on those kids products. Congratulations, you've got your shopping campaign set up, and I've also taken you through how you can add in those different ad groups and product segmentations to target those individual product categories so that you can better optimize your Google Shopping campaign. And remember, if you missed any of those steps and you want to get that copy of my Google Shopping campaign setup guide, all you need to do is to follow that link in the description below. Thank you for joining me, and remember, if you want to stay up to date, especially when I'm releasing these new videos every single day as part of my Get Google Ready in 2023 free tutorial trainings for Google Ads, make sure you press subscribe and also turn on that notification bell. And if you want to see all the videos that are available in this playlist right now, just go through and watch this playlist right here. Once again, thank you for joining me. See you next time.